Khubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. The dark is here to rule.
You see, first thing is that we have had occasions in the past also where the governor has not addressed the House in English. And in all the past situations, the primary reason has been because of the limitations that the respected governor had in terms of fluency with a particular language and not being able to speak or read a particular other language. And that is normal because our country is a very diverse country and governors are sometimes from states which are more Hindi speaking, and as per the governor's capacity at that point in time, the past governors have also requested that they be allowed to speak in a language or read in the language that they're comfortable with. And that is the reason why the Honorable Governor, because of his limitations with English, had requested and that he be allowed to read in Hindi. And the English version of the entire governor's address was placed in the House for the members to refer to and to read. That's number one. So it's not that it's not happened in the past. Number one, it has happened. And more importantly, number two, it is not because they desire to speak in not in English and in Hindi, but it is because of the limitations that they have at a personal level, because of which they are not able to speak or read or their speech in English. So that's the first part of the entire point. Second is that when the governor is speaking, it's a very kind of a sacred and constitutional responsibility, and the governor is reading out the goals and objectives and the vision of the government, and this is something that is a moment that is very, very, as I said, it's very, very constitutionally very high, and one should not take it in a very light manner. So therefore, when a proceeding like that is taking place, when the Honorable Governor is going through or reading out the governor's address, there should be a certain level of respect that needs to be maintained. Decorum needs to be maintained in the House. And if there are issues and concerns, that is not the moment to bring out those concerns, especially when the governor is on his feet, or at least in this he had excused himself and he was reading his speech sitting. But point being that while he is speaking, it is very wrong and sets a very, very wrong precedent and a very strong example, and is in one way disrespectful to the chair of the governor when you interfere while he is speaking. So that was not correct, as I said. Third is that the issue of saying that our language, our own language, should be promoted, and the fact that we should ensure that our identity should be maintained. These things are important to all our members. All the political leaders have always maintained that our identity, promotion of our language is important. But bringing that into a situation now when the governor's address is being given, and because of limitations he is not able to speak in English, is again incorrect. And therefore combining these two and connecting these two dots is completely unfair to the Honorable Governor. And hence for the Honorable Governor to be speaking in the House in a different language which some of the members may not understand, does not mean that this house or he or anybody is disrespecting the local sentiments or local language. But in today's world, there are complications. In today's world, if today any of our members, our honorable members, were to go to any other state that does not speak in English, and suppose our members were told to speak, and they was told if you don't speak in Hindi, or if you don't speak in, say, if they happen to go to Tamil Nadu, and they are told you cannot speak in any other language except Tamil. Obviously, these kind of things cannot happen. We are in a global world, and language is something that just happens to be a way of communication. Just because a person is not able to speak in a particular language does not mean a person is disrespecting our people or our language. And it is wrong to draw to that conclusion that just because a person spoke in that manner or in a particular language, that he or she is disrespecting our people. As I said, there were limitations, and that's why this happened. So it is not correct to connect these 2 points. As I said, there will be many situations in which some of our honorable members who are not able to speak, say, in Hindi, may have to go to Delhi and may have to meet honorable ministers in Delhi to get different support for their constituencies and for the state. Now, if you go there and then suddenly the minister says, if you don't speak in Hindi to me, I will not listen to you, you cannot enter my room. That's not the way things work. We have to realize, we have to be mature about the entire thing. And as I said, this is a global scenario, a national scenario. As I said, just because a person is not able to speak a particular language does not lead to the conclusion that they are disrespecting. So hence one has to understand that there are these limitations, and obviously we need to work with these limitations. And the Honorable Governor, not by choice, but because of the limitations, he had to speak in Hindi. So it will be wrong, as I said, and incorrect to jump to that conclusion. Lastly, when it comes to the entire issue of the entire patriotism that we all talk about, I also want to make it clear that we have to remember that each and every one of us here, be it any tribe, any community, any language speaking community, obviously we all love our own people. We have a sense of patriotism in us. But having that sense of patriotism and love for our people doesn't get stronger just by hating others, or by bringing down others, or by bringing comments like these that you cannot speak in this language. It does not strengthen your patriotism. It just creates the negativity which is not healthy at all in our society. And hence, loving your own people is one thing, but loving your own people and hating others is again another different thing altogether. That is not the kind of culture that we would like to see, especially in the assembly. Of course, there are many issues that are there related to many communities and societies and and groups, religious groups and other groups, and hence these are things that we need to take up, and we will take up. Whether it's the language issue, we've taken up in terms of its resolution, which was never done in the past, but it is the past government that passed the resolution, and we're continuously following it up at every level. We're continuously having different dialogues with different organizations to ensure that our language is promoted in different ways. We have had numerous discussions at the assembly level also, figuring out how we could promote our own languages within the assembly also. And a lot of things are moving forward in that line. So there are many ways to promote your own language, but definitely being negative against somebody else is not a way to promote yourself, is what I'm trying to say. So therefore, yes, we need to ensure that our languages are promoted. Yes, it is important to ensure that we push our languages, but as I said, not with the mindset of hating somebody else or hating some other language. That does not strengthen our desire or our will to strengthen our own languages. That has to be done in a positive way, and we should ensure that this is done. And this kind of behavior that we saw this time in front of especially the governor, is something that the entire country will see, and and throughout the country people will watch this, and it's a very embarrassing situation for us, and it's not healthy at all. Doesn't send a good reflection of our members and the way our house is run. So I would urge the members to not engage in such kind of scenes and create this kind of situations. There are many other ways in which we can raise the concerns, and there are many other situations in which we can raise the concerns, and honorable members should do that.